Okay, hello everybody. So, as the title says, this is my first advice session. Basically, I'm making these advice sessions because although on most of my episodes I do answer a few questions, this is just an opportunity for you guys to ask me whatever you want, anything you need advice on, and anything I can help you with. So, let's dive into the questions. The first question is, how do you stay focused when doing schoolwork? Because I have the hardest time. I will actually be making a whole episode on this academic advice, and it's going to be coming up after this one. But the biggest thing that helped me stay focused is having a school binder that I write all of my assignments down and I check them off as I get them done. So I write each assignment the day it's due, and as I complete them, I check them off. And for me, it's satisfying and it really helps with the whole process because I feel like I'm accomplishing something. And the best thing I can tell you to do is decorate your planner, make it look nice, use colorful pencils, use highlighters. I actually got a sticker book for my planner just because the more you enjoy what you're writing, the easier it's going to be to complete the assignments. I turn most of my assignments into a fun little game, and I know it's hard to do, but it's very satisfying when I get an assignment done. Another thing I would mention is one weekend I was slammed with homework. I had so much homework, it was exhausting and terrible. And the best way that I handled this was as I completed an assignment, I would post on my private story and say like assignment number 1 done. So then it's like not only am I getting the satisfaction of completing the assignment, but other people are saying that. And I know that sounds really bad, but it does really help to post it somewhere and say assignment number 1 done, assignment number 2 done, blah, 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 because it gives you more validation, I guess, that what you're doing works. And obviously just having a future goal and knowing what you want to do in life will help you succeed in school academically. Before I knew what I wanted to do, I was less motivated to do my schoolwork because I didn't know where that schoolwork would lead. But after figuring out what I want to do after school, I am more focused on what I'm working on and trying to make sure that everything I do gets completed in the best way possible. So the next question is, how do I maintain a healthy relationship with my ex? So I do think I'm a good person to talk on this subject. So I happen to be in a friend group where all of my exes coincide in this friend group. I have had to build friendships with my exes, and it's been challenging, but I've made it work, and I can give you guys a few tips on what I did. First of all, if you want to make sure that a friendship with your ex works, you cannot do anything that you wouldn't do with any of your other guy friends. Nothing sexual, don't say stuff that you wouldn't say. You have to keep it strictly platonic in order for it to work. You have to treat this ex as any other human being. You cannot prioritize their feelings over any other person's in the room. The biggest thing here is not spending too much time with your ex. The more time you spend with your ex, especially if it's freshly out of the relationship, you will feel feelings that you used to feel while you were together. So keeping a distance long enough where if you think you'll hang out with them, you won't have any resurfacing feelings. So I'm not going to go into what this person exactly said, but basically they were talking about religious confusion. This is a very hard topic. I will also be creating a podcast episode on religion in general, but the best thing I have to say here is you shouldn't know what you want to do with the rest of your life when it comes to religion. We are high school students. So the idea of knowing exactly what religion domination you fall into, even if you have any religious beliefs, is so intimidating and so inaccurate because we still have our whole life to live. We still have tragedies to deal with. We still have many losses we have to go through. And throughout our journey of meeting new people, we're going to sort of figure out where we want to land when it comes to religion. I think it's so hard, especially for kids that grow up in such a religious family, to understand religion and where you fall into it. But I just want to let you know that no one knows what they're doing. No one knows what they believe in right now. Everyone's just trying to figure things out. And I suggest that you go out and research and experiment with different churches, different religions, in order to find where your place is. This person asked how to know if a guy likes you. So, high school boys are tricky. They could act like they like you and not like you, and not act like they like you and actually like you. How do you tell the two apart? Well, that is a good question that I don't think anyone can answer. I think the biggest thing is that you get a feeling if they are into or not. My one advice here is just don't chase after a dude that isn't showing interest in you. There are so many men in the world that are 10 times cuter than this dude that you're worrying about. So if this dude isn't putting in that effort to show you that they do like you and they do care, then they are not worth your time. This girl asked how to put yourself out there more. My best advice for this question is to get involved in stuff. For example, if you move to a new school, get involved in some clubs, join a student assembly, go to the football games, and don't look for a partner. I think the biggest mistake people make is trying so hard to find a significant other. And the best advice I could give is when I wasn't looking for a boyfriend, I found my boyfriend. And you need to learn to be happy on your own, to be able to function on your own, and do stuff with your friends or family that make you happy outside of a significant other. I think once you radiate that happiness, you attract people that you want to spend time with. So my best advice there is finding your own personal happiness, and once you do that, finding a significant other will come easy. This person asks, when you feel alone/drained, how do you pull yourself back up? This is a good question. I dealt with this a lot around last year, where I did just feel alone and drained, and it was after something bad happened in my life. My best advice here is that surround yourself with people that are happy, surround yourself with people that you enjoy spending time with, and that will make things a lot easier. Having my friends there at a time like that was so amazing, and I don't know what I would do without them. And same goes for my family as well. Having my parents there to help me, but not only my parents, but if I want to contact my cousins, my aunts, and just hang out with them, that's just the best thing you can do. Increasing serotonin, go on walks more, work out however you want. I go to the rock climbing gym and I just walk around my neighborhood because I do not like running or doing a lot of physical activity. So I try to make it fun for myself. But yeah, just do things that make you happy. Treat yourself. If I have a really bad day or a bad weekend or a bad week in general, I'll take myself to get my nails done, or I'll take a nice bubble bath or something like that, and just basically treat yourself and realize that you are a human being that deserves everything the world gives you. This person said, my boyfriend doesn't give me enough attention anymore. We've been dating for a while and I think he is too comfortable. How do I ask him to be more enthusiastic about our relationship without changing his personality? So this is a layered question. The first part, you mention that you guys have been dating for a while and he's acting too comfortable. I've dealt with this for a while. The best advice I would give is make sure you're looking at yourself and make sure that you're not getting mad at him for stuff that you're doing as well. This was a problem I dealt with a lot freshman year when I was dealing with my boyfriend. And once you get past that honeymoon phase of a relationship, things feel stagnant. And it's easy to blame your significant other for acting too comfortable, but in reality, I was acting the same as him. I just expected more out of him because he's the stereotypical boyfriend. The best advice I can give about this is plan a nice date once a week, whether it's going on a picnic or going out to dinner. Do something out of the ordinary once a week or once every 2 weeks if you guys are busy to make sure the relationship is healthy. If you think that he's not giving you enough attention anymore, I would reach out to him and tell him that what he's giving is not enough for you. If he doesn't want to change the way he's acting, that's when you have to reevaluate if you want this man in your life anymore. I think the biggest part of a relationship that has been lasting over years and years is that you two do grow up together, but you also mature separately. You grow into your own person, and sometimes the person that you met a couple years ago isn't the same person that you're standing next to now. And the person that you're standing next to now might not be all that compatible to you. So you have to reevaluate and put yourself in an outside perspective and try and figure out if the relationship is something you want to invest any more time in. The second part is, how do I ask him to be more enthusiastic about our relationship without changing his personality? So, with this question, I'm assuming that his personality isn't very lovey-dovey, isn't very words of affirmation type, if I'm guessing. The best advice I can give here is that you can try and talk to him about being more enthusiastic about your relationship, whatever it is. But if his personality is the type to not be like that, you can try and change him, but it'll only last about a couple of weeks before he goes back to how he was before, because that's just him. That's his personality. You have to decide whether you can take the good and the bad with his personality or if you want to separate ways. Because I think the big thing with me is that my boyfriend does not give like a lot of physical touch in public. He struggles with words of affirmation, etc. And as much as I tried to change him over the years, I've learned to realize that that's just his personality. He was raised in a household that didn't show physical affection, didn't really hug, didn't say I love you that much. And so how do I expect him to change the way he grew up? I learned to live with it as it's his personality and something that he can't change. But if you aren't willing to live with it, which is perfectly fine, because some people do need more out of a relationship. And if you aren't comfortable with living with that, then I suggest you leave the relationship. Okay, guys, so that was the end of my questions. And Red just came out, Taylor's version, and I want to listen to it right now. So I'm going to make this conclusion short and sweet. I love this. The more I do it, the more I enjoy it. Every 3 podcast episodes, I will be holding an advice session. So feel free to DM me anytime for questions. Usually a week or so before I record the podcast, I post a poll on my story for advice questions. But just let me know. I enjoyed talking with you guys today. It was therapy for me, and every question you guys had, for the most part, I was dealing with too. So it's nice to give myself my own therapy session here. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you later.